Today, let's take a quick journey through the 1980s, 1990s and 2000s, 3 decades filled with defining moments that reshaped our world in politics, technology, and pop culture. The 1980s was a decade defined by Cold War tension and the push for freedom. This was the era of Ronald Reagan in the US and Margaret Thatcher in the UK, both of whom advocated for conservative policies that reshaped their countries. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union under Mikhail Gorbachev introduced reforms like perestroika and glasnost, loosening restrictions and setting the stage for monumental change. In 1989, the Berlin Wall fell, symbolizing the end of the Cold War and the division of East and West. This event ignited hope for a more unified world. The decade also saw a technological revolution with the rise of personal computers, thanks to companies like IBM and Apple, forever changing how we live and work. MTV also launched in the 80s, marking the rise of the music video and bringing global pop icons like Michael Jackson and Madonna to every household. Moving into the 1990s, the end of the Cold War shifted global focus to new challenges. In 1991, the Soviet Union officially dissolved, ending decades of superpower rivalry. The United States emerged as the world's sole superpower, shaping international politics in new ways. The Persian Gulf War in 1990–91 highlighted the significance of oil politics and US influence in the Middle East. The 90s was also the decade of technology taking over. The internet became widely accessible, connecting people in unprecedented ways. Companies like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft led the way, revolutionizing information, commerce, and communication. In 1999, the world braced for the Y2K bug, worrying about how computers might interpret the new millennium. This showed just how much we had come to rely on technology. Culturally, the 90s gave rise to grunge music, hip-hop, and blockbuster movies like Titanic and The Matrix, while TV shows like Friends and The Simpsons became global phenomena. The 2000s began with tragedy and change. In 2001, the September 11th attacks on the US led to a global war on terror and fundamentally shifted global politics, including the invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq. Security and privacy became central issues worldwide, affecting everything from travel to online activity. The 2000s also marked the dawn of social media, with the launch of platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, which transformed communication, entertainment, and news forever. Apple's iPhone, released in 2007, put the power of a computer in our pockets and set the stage for the smartphone era. On a brighter note, the 2000s saw environmental awareness grow, with international discussions on climate change taking place. The 2008 financial crisis, however, reminded the world of its economic vulnerability, leading to recessions that impacted millions globally. Pop culture also flourished. Movies like The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and The Dark Knight captivated audiences, while reality TV shows, including American Idol and Survivor, became hugely popular. Each decade left its mark on the world in different ways, from the fall of communism to the rise of the internet and smartphones, as well as the ongoing challenges of security and environmental issues. These events of the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s have not only shaped modern history, but continue to influence the world we live in today.